Jessica Brigden of Jess B Creative Cardiology. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a great start to your week. As you can tell by my outfit here, we are going with some nautical designs. I'm actually pulling back in the Friends Are Like Seashells bundle. This is actually currently in the annual catalog here on page 27. This was introduced last year in the January to June mini catalog. It carried over into the annual catalog, and I don't know if it will be continuing to carrying over. Find out later this month if it's going to be retiring or not, but it is one of my favorites, and it pairs perfectly with our new Waves of the Ocean collection with that gorgeous watercolor designer paper, those rhinestone jewels, and that amazing foil in Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, and Silver. So, as you can tell, that's what we are going to be playing with. And I think these cards are gorgeous. If you have this bundle, then pull it out. You're going to want to make these cards. And if you don't, then maybe this will tempt you, persuade you, because you're definitely going to need the Ocean Waves collection here. It's perfect for all of your beach, tropical, nautical, sailing at the lake. It's perfect for any of those water projects. It's definitely one of my favorites. So hello, we've got some people joining in. Hi, Kathy. Yes, thank you. I'm glad. I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but there's actually seashells and seaweed and sea stars and all kinds of different cool stuff on my sleeve. And we're going to be creating some projects like this too. All right, let me go ahead and flip the camera. We are going to get right into it today. Okay, so got a little bit of a messy desk here, but I do have my March host code VPKGHYQA. If I can help you with any of these products, just let me know. Like I said, the Waves of the Ocean collection was just introduced earlier this month. You can get the whole collection. There is an item number for that. Or you can get the products a la carte if you want just the paper or those rhinestones or the blue foils collection. Okay, and these items available individually. This is only while supplies last here, so don't delay. And then, of course, the Friends Are Like Seashells here on page 27. Okay, so get the camera straight. Oh, Kathy has been stamping. She's been making Z-fold cards. Awesome. That's exciting. So I do have my Waves of Inspiration stamp set here, and I've got my Friends Are Like Seashells. All right, so stamps and bundles from both collections. Let's go ahead. The first card I'm going to get started with is actually some Coastal Cabana. So we're going to do a Coastal Cabana, and then we're going to do a Pacific Point to match my shirt. All right, so a half sheet, 5.5 by 8.5 here. Go ahead and just fold that at the 4 1/4 mark. Hi, Karen. Welcome, welcome. We are going nautical today with seashells and the Waves of the Ocean paper and that gorgeous foil. And the first thing we are going to do is we're using the, okay, let's see here. Back up a little bit. Okay. Build our base first. So we have our Coastal Cabana card base. This card, we're doing the contrast of Bermuda Bay. So Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay on this card. We're doing Night of Navy and Pacific Point on the next one. Okay, so on this one, I said I'd be using Ocean Waves. I am actually going to change up my background just a little bit. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is the Supple Shimmer paper. It is hidden in the mini catalog. It really is kind of hard to find. And you get two sheets. You get one of this iridescent pool party design and one of that pink glimmer. And let me show you where those are. Okay, so quick guide is page 60, back of the catalog, page 87, shows they're on page 67 here. And they're hidden just here on the edge of the paper. So easy to miss. They had 2 sheets for $5. And so I'm using a portion, just a 3 3/4 by 5-inch section of the Pool Party Glimmer, because that goes perfect here with my Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay combo. And it's going to give me that super sparkly under the sea background that I'm looking for. Oh, good. Karen says she has these items. Great. So we will definitely give you some inspiration here. All right. So like I said, this glimmer paper here, this is 3 3/4 by 5. And that's going to mount right on top of our Bermuda Bay that is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. I'm not going to glue it to the base yet because I think I might want to add some ribbon. And I've pulled in, this is the Pool Party sheer ribbon. This is also from the annual catalog. So I'm going to set this over here on the side. So we've got kind of our main elements ready to go. Okay, so now we're using the Coastal Cabana foil. So with the Ocean Waves, it's called the Blue Foils Collection, but it's actually Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, and Silver. You get 2 each of those 3 colors for $10, which is pretty cool. All right, so you need like a quarter sheet, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 is the size that you'll need for that. And what you'll do is you'll run it through. I grab here. So I've got, this is the full size Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Unfortunately, the Seashells, the background die is too large. It will not fit through the mini. So just letting you know that the mini is on promotion this month, which is an awesome deal, but there are a couple of the large dies that won't fit through it. Okay, so with the regular full size, we use plate 1, plate 2. We've got clear plate 3. You put your foil paper on here, in which case we would do our Coastal Cabana. You would put your die on top, your next clear plate. Run that whole thing through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and then it pops out here with pretty much no waste. You've just got a little bit of trimmings from around the edges. All right, I'm gonna grab my die brush just to pop out a few of those little pieces from here and there. There's just a couple little ones. They pop out super easy, especially with this foil paper. It's nice and it cuts really well here. Oh, there we go. So I've got just a couple little pieces to pop out here and there. Okay, let me clean up this little bit of a mess here. All of our little doodads there. Okay, so yes, I showed you the blue one. I'm going to use this on the next project, but essentially you do this, then you take your Seashells 3D embossing folder, and I'm looking for my folder, which is hidden underneath the pile. Okay, so with this Seashells folder, you then take your die cut, you insert it into the folder, and then you can see, you might not be able to see on the camera here, but in person, you can see where you're lining this up, and you insert your die cut image in line with the embossing folder. You run that through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss. In that case, because this is a 3D folder, you just need your base. You need your folder with your paper, and then you're going to use your number 4 adapter plate. Okay, so you run that through your machine, and when you're done, then you take that all out, and then you have this gorgeous piece that's die cut, and then it's got that amazing texture on it too. Okay, so this is the Coastal Cabana. I have both the Coastal Cabana and the Night of Navy that I'm working with, that we're using for both cards. Hello, Rainbow. Oh, I'm so glad to have you catch me live. Yes, I am just to your south, depending on which part of Canada you're in. I am in upstate New York, so we're only a couple hours from the Niagara Falls, kind of Ontario area. Not too far. Hi, Nessa. Yes. Okay, well, you can catch the replay if you can't stay for too long. All right, but isn't this gorgeous? So now we have our elements, our Coastal Cabana card base, our Bermuda Bay with our Pool Party shimmer. Hi, Janelle. We have our Coastal Cabana die cut piece. All right, so now we've got those in place. We're going to grab our dimensionals. Again, I've got a few pieces that I'm working on, my leftover bits here. And what you're going to do is place your dimensionals on each of those seashells. Okay, so, oh, good. Yes, you said not too far. Yeah. No, we, prior to COVID, we always enjoyed going over to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls and touring around over there, but nonetheless, haven't been there since. I think things are starting to open up now, so we can go back. Okay, so we will peel off these dimensional bits. Okay, mount this on top. So we're gonna mount this on top of our layer here. This is gonna hang over the edge because this seashell die cut really is a full card front size. Okay, so, oh, it's just so gorgeous. All right. Oh, Rainbow says that the COVID measures drop in about 5 days or so. Okay. Yes. All right, just checking out. Janelle says these colors are beautiful. Yes, they're my favorites. All right, so now jumping back to that was all the Friends Are Like Seashells, the bundle, the embossing folder there. I'm gonna go back to the Waves of Inspiration here, and there is, amongst the dies, there is a large banner piece here. You can see I've already die cut some white on it. We're just going to pop out those edges. What I like about these dies is that these are perfect for running some ribbon through. So let's pull in some Bermuda Bay ink. I'm going to go with my sentiment from the Friends Are Like Seashells. I'm going to do You Are Unique and Completely Amazing. Okay. And we'll ink that up. Stamp that right on here. Let's try to get it straight. Hey, I did pretty good there. All right, and now we'll take some of that Pool Party ribbon here, the sheer ribbon. I'm just going to weave it through the back. And I'm going to mount this. Yeah, let's do it so it's about, actually, let's go right in the middle. That way we're not covering up this gorgeous detail of the shells. All right, so cut your ribbon a little bit longer than the width of your project here. And once you've got that, we've got the ribbon on that side. Now we can take a couple of these dimensional pieces and just kind of hold it in place. Oops. Let's see here. Helps if we get it straight. All right. I've got one more piece here, so I'm going to put that right here in the center. Kind of holds that ribbon in, and it will also pop up our banner just a little bit. Okay, so like I said, we're going to put these right in the center, right over this spot, so we don't hide much of that amazing detail. And now we'll put our adhesive here on the back and tape our ends of our ribbon to the back here so that nothing comes undone. Everything's nice and tidy. And then we can mount that right on the top. Amazing, super gorgeous. You can leave it like that, or I think I might pull in just a little bit. I think my ribbon maker is out in the, it's on my other table. I have all these stamping tables all over the house here. My craft room and then in the kitchen. So let's see, we'll use my toaster tongs for this. And we'll wrap around through the middle, up over the top. Tie a knot here. Okay, pull that tight. Trim. All right, so slide that off. And then, where's my glue dots here? Okay, well, perfect little bow. I'll grab a glue dot, find out where the end is here. There we go. Okay, glue dot on the knot of the ribbon. And let's just go right here. That way it looks like it's perfect, fits right in there. I'm going to trim this off. This organdy ribbon does have a little bit of a mind of its own. So it'll flatten out once I put it in one of our clear envelopes a little bit. But isn't that so, so pretty? And then if we want to keep adding just a little bit of bling, we can bring in our gorgeous rhinestones. Of course, it really doesn't need much of anything because it's so pretty here. But let's just go with, let's add just a couple of little rhinestones, and let's take a big one. Yeah, we'll just put it right over here on that seashell. All right, there you have it, card number 1. Oh my goodness, yes, Rainbow, you're right. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is more. But these waves of the ocean rhinestones, yeah, you really can't have too many. Yes. Okay. So I see there was a question about the Waves dies in the new catalog. All right, so the Ocean Waves collection was just announced, was just introduced this month. It is a special offer. The stamp set and the dies, this bundle will be carried over into the next annual catalog. However, the designer series paper, the foils, and the gems, these are exclusive to the promotional period here for March and into April while they last. All right, so, and of course that means that the actual Get It All Now collection price is also exclusive to the promotion as well. But yes, if you do enjoy that bundle, that is something nice that will carry over. But of course, you never can tell. These jewels are so amazing that I don't anticipate them lasting for very long. Absolutely. But yeah, so isn't this card gorgeous? Yes, if you're new, then one thing to know about me, my favorite color is Coastal Cabana. And so I'm absolutely in love with this. And I love that sparkle. Super blingy, really beautiful. Okay, we're going to change it up just a little bit here. We're going to go with the bluish variation of this. All right, so for this one, our card base is the Pacific Point, just like my shirt here. Okay, so we're going to follow a similar layout. 5.5 by 8.5 here, score at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we've got Night of Navy as our contrasting color. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And this time I'm going to introduce some of that Ocean Waves paper. So really both sides are gorgeous. I think I am going to go with all of the blues. And yes, it does have shells on it. Yep, this is LuLaRoe shirt. I got it, I think I got it a year or two ago from a friend of mine, and I love it. It's perfect for the beach and for stamping my beachy projects. I always like to match my cards and keep with the theme here. So yes, I think I'm going to do blues on this one as opposed to the more aqua background there. So we can go ahead and glue these together. Again, this is 4 by 5 1/4 and 3 3/4 by 5. Oh, you're saying move to Canada. Well, I'm not too far away. And once things open back up, maybe I can get my craft days and retreats going again, and we can do some cross-border travel. Aw. Okay, so for this one, I guess I'm using the Night of Navy foil, part of that foils collection. So I already demoed that. We die cut it. You die cut it first, insert it into your folder here, the Seashells folder, line it up, and then once you run it through your machine, you pop it out and you get the amazing textured folder there. Okay, so this is the one we're going to use here. And so let's go ahead and we're going to do that same thing. Go ahead and adhere with just a few dimensionals. Okay, so I'm using up. It seems like sometimes that's the way things go. We end up with all these supplies all over the place, and then so all of a sudden I run out and have all these little bits of pieces to get used up. But I want to make sure I use up all my edge pieces before I open a new pack. So there we go. This one has extra dimensionals, but I used every single piece. All right, so it always feels good when you've used an entire sheet of dimensionals and you can throw away just the backing sheet. All right, so this goes right on top. Woohoo. All right, now this next ribbon that I'm going to show you, you may have overlooked. This is the, oh look, I've got a rhinestone on there. Hey Terry, welcome. This is the metallic mesh ribbon, and you may previously have seen it used with like Halloween projects or something. I think it's a hidden gem that has carried over. It's in the annual catalog, and when I first saw this Ocean Waves collection, I immediately thought of this ribbon because to me it looks like fishing net. It's got that cool effect going on, but it's silver. It's a silver metallic woven in there through it, and it's really cool. So if we die cut another one of our little label pieces here, again, this label die is from the Ocean Waves collection, and yes, I have some of those die cut here somewhere. There we go. Okay, didn't mean to hit my camera. Again, this works out perfectly to weave behind. I think with this one, let's pull in a stamp set from the Ocean Waves collection. Let's go with, should we go totally awesome or your strength is an inspiration? Oh yes, Reva says it could be like seafoam too. Absolutely, it's really cool. And because it's metallic, it's pliable. You can bend it and shape it and do all kinds of cool stuff in there. All right, so we're gonna pick our sentiment here. Okay, so Rainbow was asking if we were to scratch the foil paper, will it take some of the blue color? So yes, with the foil paper, the foil is white backed. So if you were to sand it, kind of rough it up, it would take some of that off, and actually you would have kind of a white background. So I'm not sure if that's quite the effect that you would like or not. What you could do, which I've done on previous cards, actually let me see if I've got one here, is, yes, like this. What you could do is run like Versamark over it and then do a little heat and stick powder, and then you could put the gilded flakes on here. So you could kind of distress it that way by perhaps adding some gilding to it, which would be kind of cool. Yes. And actually I have to check because I had a whole class and a set of tutorials using the Friends Are Like Seashells, but I'm not sure if I've got that up in my my tutorial store or not. I have to double check, but I believe the link to my tutorials, I'll make sure I post that in my video description for you guys as well. especially for those of you outside of the US market there, because that way you can still check out my tutorials. All right, so let's see. Let's go with your strength as an inspiration here. We'll do that. And we're going to stamp our lettering. I'm going to go in Pacific Point just so that this is nice and bright here. Okay, I peeled my stamp off my block. There we go. Oops. All right, that's why I wear jeans. Wipe some of that Bermuda Bay off on my pants. Better on my pants than my projects. Okay, stamp this right in the center. Okay. Now we'll take this ribbon, weave it through, so you can kind of gather it together to poke it through. All right, and then, so this might be, I think maybe instead of wrapping this all around, I'm going to kind of gather it there on the back, and then I'm going to kind of pull it apart on the edges here. So we'll just kind of trim that off. All right, so pull it tight. When you go to do this, just kind of pull it tight here and hold it in place, kind of stretch it. And then, okay, using up, again, some more dimensionals here. You know, I don't want to put black ones on there, so let me, you want me to show you guys stick my arm in the camera. All right, I gotta open a new pack. I used up 2 partial sheets there. Okay, so get this back in place, kind of stretch your metallic mesh ribbon across the back. Here we go, kind of bend these to lift it up. I'm gonna put a couple of these on here so that I can get the ribbon covered, as well as make sure I've got dimension there on the back of my label. Okay. This time, yeah, let's do the same thing. We're gonna go in the center. All right, so in this case, because I didn't wrap the ribbon all around, we could have mounted this on the back, but sometimes on my videos here, more often than not, I kind of make things up as I go along, and you never know. So, all right. So yes, lots of adhesive on there. Mounting this on top. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure, kind of stretch this a little bit, decide which way I want it. I'm gonna trim it off just a little bit. Okay, and then you can pull it apart and show that mesh. Isn't that cool? So then do the same thing here. Trim this down and then pull that apart. Really awesome. So you can see, if you do end up getting a roll of this metallic mesh, again, this is in the annual catalog, one roll is going to last you a long time, because you really only need a little bit. A little section, a little bit goes a long ways, and you get, how much do you get on here? 10 yards or 9.1 meters. That's a lot. That's a lot of ribbon. So that's a lot of mesh. That'll last a long time. All right, let's come in with some of our blue jewels here. Again, I love that you get everything from your Night of Navy, your Pacific Point. We've got our Balmy Blue and our Pool Party, some Granny Apple Green, and then our Coastal Cabana. Gorgeous colors on here. Let's go with I'm gonna go with the Pool Party, or excuse me, the Pacific Point, so that they show up on here. I'll just kind of change things up a little bit. I want a tiny one. Let's see here. Yeah, just kind of here and there. You can put them anywhere you want, but they're lots of fun. So very different look, but really cool. And a great way to use those blue metallic foil papers. Yes, definitely. Doesn't that look fun as the fishing net? It really is neat. Aw, Karen, I hope you enjoyed your lunch break. Thank you for spending it with me. Aw, so I hope you guys have enjoyed today's projects. Again, we combined the Waves of the Ocean collection, which is where our foil papers, our jewels, and even this fun watercolor paper were from. And then we pulled in an old favorite, the Friends Are Like Seashells bundle with the amazing Seashells 3D embossing folder there. So a great way to combine old and new and have a fresh new look on things. And of course, we've got the most beautiful accessories. Stampin' Up! That is one of the addicting things about Stampin' Up! Is that everything matches perfectly. The papers and the inks and the cardstock and all of the accessories. So everything is perfectly color coordinated. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, make sure you give me a thumbs up, like, and I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel as well. Thank you, and be sure to share it with your friends. All right, I look forward to stamping with you again. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.